Hi, I'm Ashley and I love the 49ers.
And I'm Nicole and I love the Chargers.
And we are touchdowns
and tight ends.
We are not experts,
but we are passionate.
Super passionate. I don't know how passionate I am about week 1, but I'm super passionate most of the time.
I feel like you're not the only one. I mean, week 1 was a bust for a lot of teams.
It was a weird week. I feel like a lot of the teams that you thought were going to lose, the Seahawks, won.
So many teams. I mean, there were so many games that were like that. It's nuts. But you know, we talked about how weird everything was last season throughout the entire season. So maybe we're just continuing on the same trend.
You know, I feel like I just can't put that much thought into football like that anymore. Like when we did our predictions, I think we talked about it, right? I'm like, I don't
know.
It's a wild card.
It's too early.
Yeah. We won't know till like week 8.
Yeah.
Where teams are at.
Were you able to watch most of the games this week?
No.
Yeah.
No, I watched most of the Niners game. I watched most of the Chargers game. And then I watched most of the Bills Rams game. Hi. So, I mean, I watched bits and pieces. It was just hard with the kids are in sports and everything else going on. I know. It's all right. Sometimes it's good to get the first loss out of the way. Take the pressure off.
Yeah. It's, I think, so I watched Thursday Night Football, the Rams and the Bills, which
that was such a good game.
That was such a good game. And you predicted that correctly. And it just, especially for a 49ers fan, right? It's so great watching what happened to the Rams. I mean, we all knew the Bills were going to be on top, but to compete against the Super Bowl team from last year and to beat them that badly, I mean, that was nuts.
Josh Allen looks good.
He does.
I'm a fan. I am a fan of Josh Allen.
He does. Yeah. So I watched that game. Obviously, was at the Chargers game. Didn't watch any other of the games that day. Caught a little bit of the Bucks and Cowboys game. Oh my gosh. What a disaster. Did you know the Cowboys were the only team this week that did not get a touchdown?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Well, that game was kind of weird. I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was a lot of field goals. And then I think Brady finally threw a touchdown. And then it was like, okay.
He's like, I'm not going out without a touchdown. I'm not going to be one of those two teams.
Especially against the Cowboys.
And then the Seahawks-Broncos game.
I think that game was the biggest upset of the week. Like, hands down, I swear that was the biggest upset.
That was such a crazy game. And I don't know if did you watch the beginning of it? Like Russell Wilson literally went out into the middle of the field and like had his arms up, like he was praying, like going around in circles and just like embracing the field. Like, I got this. This is my game. This is my game. And to see him lose, it was kind of sad to be back in the stadium, but I was happy for Geno. I mean, to go up against Russell Wilson and win.
I mean, obviously, I wanted the Seahawks to lose. It'd have been nice for the whole division to be
at
0-1. Yeah. But you know, the Seahawks. So I mean, I think that's like that question of like, was it Russell Wilson or was it Pete Carroll? Right, for the Seahawks' success.
Yeah,
Wilson's a good quarterback, but does it matter who the quarterback is if Pete Carroll's there? I don't know. I feel like we'll find out this season.
I think so too. And that man was so happy.
Dude, also, those 2 touchdown, like when Russell went to throw those touchdowns and fumbled, they got fumbled. 2 of them in a row.
I know.
In the end zone. I was like, you're kidding me.
You're
kidding me.
It made me happy because now I don't feel like the Broncos are a threat, but hey, I mean, that was one game. You know, they're going to get better as the season goes on. It's a new team. There's a lot of new players on that team, but it was sloppy.
Yeah, it was very sloppy. They also said that none of the starters played in any preseason games. So that's the first time they've all played together. So it'll be interesting to see if like a chemistry starts to build between the team.
I also wonder if that was just like a strike of luck for the Seahawks and Geno. Like I was talking to Dennis, obviously he was going out of his mind yesterday watching that game, but he's like, I don't care if they win any other game. The fact that they beat Russell Wilson, that was such an accomplishment for that team.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard to play at that field. Like you see it on the screen all the time. They show you like, I forget what it's the thing that tells you how loud it is.
Yeah. It's so loud.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to go to that stadium.
I think I'd be overwhelmed, like overstimulated.
They're just screaming like the whole time, like nonstop. And I can't even handle it. The Chargers game, like when the Raiders just Raiders, like, for 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, you guys are done. We're done with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so loud.
Well, I guess we could get into our games, huh?
So we had a couple predictions last week. So we both predicted our teams to win. Ashley, unfortunately, the 49ers lost to the Bears.
We took our first L to get, this was one of those games I think we talk about where you're like, hey, we should win. We should win.
Yeah.
But you lose.
Hey, so maybe you guys got that game out of the way. Maybe that was the one game that was a fluke and you're just going to win from here on out.
I think that it's really hard to judge the 49ers on this game. There is a lot of mistakes, and we lost this game ourselves. It wasn't to the Bears. I still believe we're a better team than the Bears, but the weather conditions were awful for the game.
Pictures. Was it really raining that
badly? It was like they were squeegeeing the field before the game to try and get the rain off. And then in the second half, it was like monsoon weather, like a monsoon. It was crazy. Like the players were saying how heavy the ball was because of how much water was in it. Like they couldn't, like, I forget, somebody caught a ball. I can't even remember who it was. It was one of our players caught the ball, goes to run, just slips on the water, falls down. Then like nobody around him, didn't stop him, just boop.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so I think it was a sloppy game. There was some highlights. When I look at the stats for that game, we should have won. So when we look at total yards, the Niners had 331 and the Bears had 204. When we look at turnovers, we had 2, they had 1. Possession, it was even. We had possession for 33 minutes and they had possession for 26. We had 17 first downs. They had 15 first downs. What got us was penalties. We had 12 penalties for 99 yards and they had 3 for 24. And penalties was a huge opportunity for us last year, if you remember this.
Yeah.
And I thought that D'Amico Ryans was working on cleaning that up with the defense, but there was some passes, like there's some pass interference, and I think we got a face mask because Fields ran, but like it was like, oh no, it was roughing the passer. Fields ran, and then it was raining so hard that I forget the defender, but like they couldn't even stop themselves. So it was like, boom! And I'm like, well, that sucks because we just got a 15-yard penalty. But if you watch the replay, like he's like sliding across the turf.
I saw videos and it looked like a slip and slide.
Yeah,
it was just like 5 dudes just. It's like, what is happening right now?
It reminded me of last year when we played the Colts. And do you remember how hard it was raining in that game up at Levi when we played them?
Oh, that's right.
And and that was such a bad game for us. Apparently, we can't play in the rain. It doesn't surprise me. It's not like we get much rain in California,
right?
It's not like we're practicing in it.
Yeah, they're used to it.
Yeah, so it was a tough game. It was sad.
It was a tough loss. So now after your first loss, your prediction for next week against the Seahawks. How do you feel about that? Has that changed now, or do you still feel the same?
This is a tough one because I predicted a win against the Broncos and a loss against the Seahawks. Or no, opposite, right? Yeah. I predicted that we would, beat the Seahawks and lose to the Broncos. After what I saw, I'm like, I don't know. But the Seahawks is like our biggest rivalry. And so I still think we're going to win. I think that Trey Lance was able to name every single mistake he made in the game versus the Bears. He's so aware of what he needs to improve on. that if he goes and practices this week, I think that we've got a good shot at still winning. So I'm not going to change my prediction.
Okay. Seahawks, it's a win.
Yes.
What's up, Dean? How's it going? I'm happy about that, but I wish that wasn't the case. I wish everybody was winning. Your game is one that I was very surprised about, actually. The fact that Dolphins had 20 and Pats had 7. You guys started that game strong. I mean, Mac Jones looked really good out the gate. I'm not sure. I didn't get to watch much of that game, but yeah, that was a bummer.
We both played the Dolphins this year, right? And didn't we say we both said they're going to be like that wild card team where we're like, I don't know. And I didn't watch that game at all. So they're looking good.
They won. They beat the Patriots 20-7.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, but yes.
You know who looks really good? The
Chargers.
Dude, they looked good.
They did look good. You know, they did scare me a little bit. Typical Chargers having quite a bit of a lead and then letting them catch up to where it's almost too scary to watch. But we kept the lead the entire game. It was a great game. I did want to highlight a couple things from that game. So we picked up Khalil Mack in the offseason, and I think that was by far the best thing that we could have done. I mean, that guy is an absolute beast. First game, he used to play for the Raiders, right? So first game against his old team, he had 3 sacks and a total of 6 tackles. He took Carr down 3 times. Him and Bosa together, it's like I don't know. They're just like it's the best duo. They just come in at this side. It's like they're speaking to each other without speaking to each other. And I mean, all of our defense was pretty awesome. I will say for me, Khalil Mack and Herbert. I mean, Herbert had 26 of 34 passes for 279 yards. First game of the season, 3 touchdowns. So it was a great game. I mean, we didn't get sacked at all. Carr was sacked 5 times and threw 3 interceptions. God. So definitely the better quarterback there. No doubt about that in my head. But it was a good game. We did have a huge injury, a huge loss with Keenan Allen pulling his hamstring or having some sort of hamstring injury. He had an MRI done. He's not going to be out long-term, but they're pretty sure he will not be playing on Thursday against the Chiefs, which is a huge bummer. But hopefully Williams will step up.
That's his time. I know we didn't even talk about Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell is out for, I think, like 2 months.
2 months.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, dude, running back's just going down. Week 1, huh?
It's. I mean, always injuries. So Dean says the Raiders are overrated to me. I agree. I don't think every year, but I think this year they are. I mean, from what I'm hearing, people are saying definitely the Chiefs and the Chargers on top, and then Raiders and Broncos. I could see it being Broncos and then Raiders. After that game, I mean, it was close. It was 24-19. It wasn't a blowout by any means, but I don't think they're a great team. But anyways, Chiefs and Chargers, best team in that division as of now. I feel like Raiders are overhyped. I do too.
Yeah. Yeah, we lost. It was 10-19. You know, we led till the second half.
Did you?
That is freaking typical Niners crap right there too, where we lead the whole game and it comes down to like the fourth quarter and then we lose. It's how we lost the Super Bowl. It's how we lost the freaking NFC Championship game. I'm like, how? Why do we always have these leads and we just can't like finish the job?
Yeah. Frustrating. It's super frustrating because you get so excited and you're like, oh my God, we got this. And then nope.
I know. I mean, so I did have an MVP of the game, and that was Talanoa Hufanga, who we drafted last year, I believe out of USC. And he had a game. Like, this is his first start, like first year being a starter, and just some points. I think he had 11 tackles total, like 2 tackles for loss. He had 1 blocked pass and an interception. Like, he was on fire that game. And I can't wait to watch him. Like, he's becoming one of my faves. So I hope he continues to do really well.
Isn't it funny? Like, when you first start getting into football, it's all about offense, right? It's all about the main QB, the main running back, the main wide receiver. And then it's like when you really get into football, like there's something so special about the defense.
Oh yeah. And like we know like defense wins games.
100%.
If we didn't get 12 freaking penalties.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not confident that we would have won that game without the defense that we had.
Yeah. I think we still have a good defense. And I think D'Amico Ryans, I think that was just like a quick, like a wake up call. Like, hey, we need to tighten this up.
Yeah.
We can't keep losing games because of penalties.
The penalties, man. I feel like the penalties just kill you guys.
Yeah. Well, the Broncos had a ton of penalties last night too.
Did they? I didn't notice that.
I think they had 11. And the Seahawks had like 2. So yeah, penalties are like our kryptonite.
Dean says, Ash, I feel like you shouldn't really be worried about the Hawks. I think the Hawks can win maybe 5 to 7 games, but I think the Niners will be fine versus the Hawks.
I appreciate that. I think we will be too. I think that it's our first home game. Trey Lance's first time starting at home. You know, they all got to play together. Debo looked good out there again.
Well, so Elijah Mitchell went out last year too, right? And that's when Debo really stepped up. So I mean, do you think it's same thing's gonna happen?
I think so. I mean, if I remember correctly, Debo ran the ball a couple times on Sunday, like already.
Okay.
And then I know they just pulled up a couple running backs and started like having them practice today. So we'll see. Trey Lance needs to not overthrow. Trey Lance overthrew a couple passes that could have been like easy touchdowns. The boy's got an arm. He just has to work on accuracy.
How many games do you think Shanahan will let him play if this continues until he puts Jimmy back in?
Well, that's a good question because what if we don't have Jimmy anymore?
What if Jimmy goes to Dallas?
I know. I'm like, they don't have a quarterback. Jimmy.
What is all this stuff about them taking Kaepernick? I mean, is that just a joke? Because
no. Anytime a team's out a quarterback, I swear to God, a Kaepernick meme comes out.
I saw this meme and I was like, no way. Like, no way are they taking Kaepernick. That's not happening.
No, but I don't know what will happen to Jimmy. We brought in and started working out a quarterback today. I don't know why. Oh my God, I can't remember who it was. But I'm like, why would we bring in a quarterback, right? Trey, Jimmy, and Brock. And then we cut Nate Sudfeld. And
that's a little scary.
And so that's when I was like, man, are they going to trade Jimmy?
I thought, did they not sign him for the year?
They worked out quarterback Kurt Benkert today.
Okay.
But like, why would we be working him out? Is there an injury we don't know about? Our trade talks in the works? I don't know.
I thought that they signed Jimmy for an additional year.
They did, and I thought there was a no trade clause. But that would mean he gets to pick, right?
Yeah, because the plan is to still trade Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just beginning.
I know. Well, the other hard part is how many people start getting frustrated. Maybe even the players going, we could be winning if Jimmy was. They probably would have won the game if Jimmy played.
Yeah, that's hard.
Or maybe not, because there are all those penalties on defense, and Jimmy does not play defense.
Right.
So
it's hard when you got a new quarterback. I mean, it just takes time to figure it out, and
he's got to learn at some point, right? Like there has to be a learning curve at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well, what a week.
Okay, look at my fantasy week was great. I'm in 2 leagues and both of my teams won. And if we remember last week, guys, I scored C's on my drafts for both these teams. And I beat teams that had like A's. So I was like, that sucks for you. Good for me.
What does C stand for, Ashley?
champion.
That's my favorite. Well, we have our 2 leagues that we do through Instagram. One is an all-female league that started this year. We won that one. Ashley and I drafted together. So we did win that one. The other one, the Tough League, we did not win this week because the person that we were playing, I don't know what the heck, they got like 170 points.
God.
I know, but they had what did I say? Adams.
Oh yeah.
But
Allen.
Mahomes.
Oh no, it's Mahomes. Yeah.
Yeah. Nuts. So,
Yeah. So, wins and losses.
Wins and losses. One in fantasy. There you go.
Yep. If I can just keep that going, that'll be great. It'll keep my spirits up if the 49ers don't have a year this year.
The Chiefs destroyed the Cardinals. Chiefs are the new Patriots. I was kind of surprised by that game as well. Again, I didn't watch it, but when I saw the score, I was like, what?
Dude, I told you the Cardinals are like this weird team where I don't know what's going on with them.
Are they?
It feels like they're not. Even since last year, remember we said there's like a miss in chemistry. A miss in chemistry. Yeah.
Because like 2-3 years ago, they were one of the top teams, and now
last year weren't they one of the last teams to go undefeated?
Last year, or was it the year before?
I thought it was last year. Remember, and I was like, and they won't make it to the playoffs. I remember that. Remember, because I was like, they won't make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but Mahomes, I mean, Kansas City just owned them. And, there was all this talk about if Mahomes could do what he does without Tyreek Hill, and he sure as hell proved that he can.
Great. Because we played the Chiefs and the Cardinals. Well, maybe that's good news for us for the Cardinals.
We play both as well. We play the Chiefs on Thursday. Short week for us. We're down Allen.
I know, man. I thought about that. I was like, dang, Sunday to Thursday, and it's an away game.
Yeah, it's a very short week for us. But I predicted that we were going to lose that game. Seeing the way that we played on Sunday and knowing the way that we play with the Chiefs, it could go either way. But I'm sticking with my predictions that that's going to be a loss for us.
Okay. That's, again, sometimes I think taking that first loss early on takes some pressure off.
Yeah. I got a couple comments here. So Dean's saying it was last year about the Cardinals.
Okay.
What's up, David? 12 penalties for 99 yards. We beat ourselves. They did beat us.
I know. So I think if we could just get those penalties on lock.
And then Mahomes was angry about all the yeah, I think so too. He's like, watch me. Watch what I can do. I don't need him.
Is Mahomes the next Tom Brady?
He might be. I don't know. Josh Allen, he's up there, and let's not forget, I mean, Justin Herbert is still relatively new. He's only got 2 years under his belt, but I think for me, the top quarterbacks right now would definitely be Josh Allen.
Yep. Herbert.
Mahomes. Herbert.
Lamar Jackson looked good. So I don't know.
I didn't see that game. I know Lamar Jackson's a runner. He's he's a great quarterback. I haven't seen him yet this year, so I can't say anything there. But
I agree with those top 3. And then I think after that, it's kind of like who is it?
Like tier 1, tier 2.
Yeah, and it's like because Tom Brady looked okay, but we also know that he'll just flip a switch and decide like, all right.
Well, he's also 44 years old, and I think that he's kind of on his way out.
Yeah, I really am thinking this might be his last year.
I do too. I think it is.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe he'll win a Super Bowl. I don't know. Maybe they'll win the Super Bowl, and he's like, oh, I'm not done yet. Or he won't win the Super Bowl, and he's like, I need one more ring. I mean, who knows with this guy? I feel like all it is entertainment to him, keeping everybody on their toes.
I know.
But for a second, I wanted to talk about the Packers losing to the Vikings 7-23.
I didn't watch that game at all.
I didn't watch it either because I was at the other game. But is he doing the same stuff he did last year?
I don't know.
Like game 1, he just ruined. Like he just completely
Do it.
ruined that game.
Well, I remember because we played him, I think, in week 2, right? Or week 2 or 3 last year, and he went off. And I was like, seriously? Like, who's this Aaron Rodgers?
Like, just messing with y'all coming back.
Yeah. You can't sleep on him or Brady. Because I feel like, again, I think there's this like switch where all of a sudden they're like, I don't know. And then they're like, you know what? Fuck this.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. They're
Yeah.
like, don't forget who the GOATs are in their head, you know?
mhm. I don't think that Rodgers will get MVP again, though.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I don't think he's in the headspace too. All of the drugs. And
I was going to say, Kyle was telling me that he like microdoses every day now. And, you know,
dude, there's this interview I need to send to you. It's one of the guys from Barstool Sports. I don't know his name, but he is so funny in his interviews. Like, he's just so stoic and so serious. And he just asks the most ridiculous questions and keeps this straight face. And Aaron Rodgers, the fact that Aaron Rodgers let this guy do this, I'm sure they're friends, but I'll send you it. It's
Okay.
hilarious.
Yeah, send it to me.
Dean says Mahomes will win 5 rings. I could see that.
So can I.
Slackers looked bad. Karen Rodgers has no love for the game.
He's ready to retire too, I think.
I think he's tired.
Yeah,
I
I think
he looks beat. Like not in a bad way, but just he's tired.
I'd be tired too. I've been playing football for that. I mean, your body's probably exhausted.
100%. All right.
Next week.
3 games we're looking forward to.
We got 3 games we're looking forward to. And for the first time, I think ever, Nicole and I are looking forward to the same 3 games.
Yes, ma'am. So the first one's kicking off Thursday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers, Chiefs.
That's going to be a good one.
My prediction was a loss. Ashley, what do you think?
It's hard because I didn't watch the Chiefs play on Sunday, and I know Mahomes. I think it's probably a loss. They're at home, right? So
they're in Kansas City, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it'll probably be a loss. But again, because it's a divisional one, it's hard because I feel, we both like it could be 50.
It's those ones are the most important, right? Because we're both 1-0 right now, so like we both want that win to be 2-0 in the division.
I know. Well, then the next game we're really excited about is the Seahawks and the Niners.
Yes. That's going to be a fun game. It's going to be fun. You've got Geno versus Trey Lance.
I know. That'll
That's
be fun.
Gonna be interesting.
And we need to win so that we can be 1-1 in the division.
Yeah.
Not 0-2.
And they'll be 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
The Seahawks, who we all said, they're not going to go anywhere. No, you guys got to win that one.
I know we need to win that one. I hope we win that one. I don't know. I think next week we'll start. Again, it was just too hard to judge Trey Lance and everything that happened on Sunday because of the weather, because of so many other factors that I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
We're starting the season over this Sunday.
Starting over.
All right. The third game.
Cardinals, Raiders, yes?
Cardinals, Raiders, yeah.
Yep.
We stuck within our divisions this week. They just seemed like the most interesting games.
I think for me, this one's interesting because the Chiefs kind of killed the Cardinals and we beat the Raiders. So I'm really excited to see how they do against each other. Because if the Cardinals lose to the Raiders, I'm not too worried about the Cardinals.
Yeah.
If they beat the Raiders, that shows something about Kansas City.
Yeah, it'll be interesting too for us because again, we play the Raiders on New Year's Day, and then obviously we play the Cardinals twice this year. So it'll be a good game to watch.
I think we play every single team besides like 2 the same.
Yeah.
Like you guys play the Saints this year, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Let me just double check, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we play them week 12.
Yeah, so you guys don't play the Titans. We play the Titans. You don't play the Colts. We play the Colts. And then
we play the
Commanders and The Saints.
The Saints. Yep.
Everything else is the same.
We played the Titans and the Colts last year, and we lost to both of those teams.
God, remember the Titans game? It was so hard to predict that game.
I know. Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, week 1 is completed. Sorry, I think everybody here, nobody's team won except for mine. But next week, we'll all win.
Yeah. Good juju in the air. We need some W's.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So, wanted to leave you guys with an interesting thought. We would like to know what you guys think is going to happen to Dallas. Do you think that there's a possibility that they would pick up Jimmy? What do you think they're going to do with their quarterback? I mean, Dak's out for a while.
God, he's injury prone. This just happened like a few years ago when that crazy ankle snap.
This is why I won't pick up Dak. I won't pick up McCaffrey. How did McCaffrey do this year? Or this?
I don't even know, dude. I don't pay attention to him anymore anyways because he's always hurt.
Yeah, I wonder how he did. I need to go back and look at my fantasy. But anyway.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think might happen.
Yeah.
With QB situation in Dallas.
Yeah. And we will see you all next week, right?
Yes. I'm not out of town next week. I am home.
5:30 PST. Can't wait.
Yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe, guys.
Real quick. Dean says Pats play at Steelers and then host Baltimore, then at Green Bay. Oof.
That's a schedule right there.
That's a hefty.
Oh,
I mean,
look, we got Jimmy, Cam, Kaepernick. Like, there's options out there, huh?
There is. Should be interesting. I don't know if any of them are going to really help, but
Jimmy would. I think Jimmy would. I don't want to lose Jimmy.
Jimmy would. But I don't want you guys to lose Jimmy either.
Yeah, he's like the best insurance plan a team could have.
By the way, Pollard did better than Zeke.
Did he? It was a risky move we took.
Just saying. All right, guys, 5:30. Yes, please like, subscribe, share, and follow us on Instagram if you don't. Touchdowns _and_ tight ends. And we will see you all next week. Good luck.
Thanks for joining us. Bye, guys.
Bye, all.